that window right there, somebody came from about where that box is, that electrical box, and they went from right to left. Something that sounded like it was right here said hello when she was walking us around. Around.
Whoa, what the f*** was that?
What?
Whoa, what the f***? Whoa, what the...
Oh, no. Bro, that said it weird too.
Yeah, it like dragged the truck. Oh my god. What the f... That wasn't...
Dude, no, that was not me.
So, just so you guys...
Oh,
Nope, I'm out.
I'll go.
I'm out.
Oh, that just said walk.
Dude, why are you guys going that way? Oh.
And welcome to another edition of Unexplained Cases Live.
I love it.
We got Rick Garner, we got Darren, Dedo, we got Maryam the Medium, and of course, we've got Patrick from the haunted side, who was
hello.
My goodness, you were all over a whole bunch of craziness that is apparently the Donovan Mill, which is where you're at right now.
Oh, the building right behind me. Yeah. This place is just off the charts. I mean, that was an awesome compilation because I mean you kind of get the some pretty amazing chunks there. But that last one, I do remember that one very well because that was one of the first times Jason was in this building, and I just remember him being like, "Why are you guys going towards it?" And yeah.
You know, we were just talking about that. It's like, you know, you have to, as a paranormal investigator there. I mean, it's kind of like emergency services. You got to run towards the danger. You got to run towards the sound or whatever. So,
yep, 100%.
Otherwise, why would you be doing it? Right?
Exactly.
I would give for something like that. I mean, we've been in some pretty cool situations, but it's like, oh, that's all right. But I mean, I would bolt for that because I'd want to find out what's going on, throw all caution to the wind. But you know, like a firefighter, you're going to run away from a fire, or you mentioned it earlier. If you're a football player, you're going to hit the line of scrimmage. You go, nope, I'm good, and then run off. You know, off the field.
I don't like to play football. Never mind. No, I'm good.
Right.
So what have you been up to? Last time we hooked up, that was at the Truckee Murder House. Just maybe bring us up to date with your investigations and how are things going?
Things are going great. I am exhausted. We have been filming constantly over the last couple of months. I've been traveling a ton. We've got, obviously this is spooky season, so we have events coming up. We just had a huge event here last night, actually, through the Comstock Foundation, and it was amazing. But you know, I didn't get home until 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. So. Just being like, okay, well, let's head right back on up there.
Well, I was about to say, you know, we appreciate you helping us out and coming back to the location since you were there last night for National.
And the night before that, we were here filming an episode for the new reality. And then the night before that, we were we filmed. I forgot where we were at. See, I can't even. Everything's just blending together. We filmed another investigation within the night before that. So,
but you know,
so that's 4, right? 4 in a row. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm kind of feeling like this is a little bit of like I'm thinking about the Jason Friday the 13th type of things because we had the episode, we had like the final chapter, and now there's still more to give.
A new beginning.
Exactly. We go back to like the prequel. It's like, well, this is what Patrick was doing before he went there for the first time.
You know, it just keeps giving, right?
Yep. Hey, yeah. That's it.
Well, awesome. Well, you know, let's we can get things started here. Basically, we got a lot of great folks in the chat. Vicky and Mary Christina and Chris, Skeleton Crew in the house. Whisper
Soul, you guys.
Michael Chin.
Heck yes, good to see you guys.
You know, Rachel Dixon, Mama J. You know,
Mama J in the house. That's Mama J from Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters.
Awesome.
She is the one who facilitated the whole us coming out here the first time. And then, you know, through the Comstock Foundation, we've been able to come back out here many, many, many times. And yeah, we'll continue to do so as long as the building is still standing.
Right.
Comstockfoundation.org, guys. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Please donate.
There you go. Well, folks in the chat, you know, as we're watching, if you have questions, you know, I'll toss those up there to see if we can get some answers. But otherwise, I'm going to step out and we can get this party started then.
Yeah,
Let's do
exactly.
it.
Hey, Patrick, just real quick, you want to tell us
Yeah.
about the historical significance of the location and maybe the haunted history? You have some awesome material that we saw earlier, but what is the story behind that, and why is it so famous?
Yeah, so the location itself is world famous because it's the first place where they used the cyanide process to break down the ore to get the gold and silver out, and it's where they perfected it. So it's like literally known all over the world for that, because, like I was saying, they were using mercury up until then, which was killing a lot of people. So,
Right.
which is funny because you hear that and you think cyanide. That sounds deadlier, doesn't it? But it
The
was
lesser of
actually,
two evils.
yeah, but it was actually much less volatile. And so it worked out pretty well for them back then. The haunted history, we are one of the only groups, I think it's us and now the New Reality, that have ever been allowed to actually go in and film an investigation in here. So haunted wise, I know Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters has come up here with their events and things like that. But we were the ones that got to go in and actually film like an episode format, and every building is like off the charts. The main building behind me, there's the huge cyanide vats and tanks in there, and we've had things. I mean, it sounds like they legit just get punched like loud. Something heavy hits them from the inside. We've heard things banging around in there. And obviously there's going to be animals and stuff like that, but
Sure.
it does not sound like an animal. And if it did, if an animal hit that hard, I think we'd hear it go like, ah, like it would yell
Right,
for
yeah.
something or run off or something like that. But we would never hear any of that stuff, and we go and look in there, and there'd be nothing down there.
Right.
So that there's also a catwalk back there, with a spirit that's he's made himself known as John, and the story behind him is that he actually worked here in the mill and couldn't make ends meet, so he actually sold his soul to
Oh my gosh.
to help out his family. So supposedly he's here, and they call him the dead guy because he's dead and sold his soul. And then
Dead squared.
Go ahead.
He's double dead. Yeah, double dead.
Yeah, exactly. And then I can kind of turn the camera a little bit, but
Yeah,
just
please.
off to the just off right here, this building right here, that's the zinc room. So to make it not poisonous anymore, they would add zinc to the cyanide, and that would kind of finish the process and let them be able to harvest the rest of the silver and gold. And that is probably one of the most active, or the most active room in the main part of the mill. We have had things thrown at us. I know if the people in the chat have seen the episode, especially the final chapter, the one that we did a few months back, we had rocks thrown at us, nails thrown at us. We've done live streams where there was like a giant, not 2x4, but a huge 4x4 like wooden post that went flying down a wall as we were walking on the other side of it. So just like an enormous amount of activity in there.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You've got some equipment with you tonight. I don't know if you want to, tell the audience what you have, and I'll just kind of let you get after it, and then we can bring Maryam to kind of consult with you and see what we can. No, that's okay. We just kind of wrapped up things. I was just telling Patrick if he wanted to tell folks what kind of equipment he had, and then we can just get a game plan to where you'd like to investigate.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got to walk back over and grab the equipment, but I've got the Ovilus, which is essentially an EMF detector with a thermometer in there, barometric pressure, static electricity. It measures all those variables, and it looks for pretty significant changes in the atmosphere in regards to those variables to then select words from a random word kind of database. So sometimes the words make sense. Other times it's just sushi, manatee lip, shoelaces, just total randomness. It makes no sense. But really what we're looking for are those changes. It's telling us that something is happening in the atmosphere around us. So it kind of helps kind of point us in the right direction. So I've got that I'll go grab. I've also got the SLS camera. That might be difficult to show you guys if it's doing something, but we can try it. And then the spirit box as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Patrick, what is the name of your guy that hangs out with you? Remember the last couple shows we did? Do you remember his name?
You said John. actually, which is ironic
it was
because that's
John.
the same, it's
Okay,
the same name as the guy in here.
I asked because like there's so much anger in that location and so much aggression that it's just like we like I feel like I need backup before I go in there. So I was just wanting to call on him. Okay. So go ahead.
So it's funny because we both just saw it like a giant bat, just 6 feet behind the camera, just land on the bridge that we're on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start running.
Oh, you just
direction.
saw a bat?
Yeah. Bat. Oh, and guys, we've got Tony, aka Fake Jason, on camera tonight.
In the house. Fake Jason in the house.
Yes.
So bat is my is one of
Almost
my spirit animals.
Uh-oh.
So that's so the fact that you saw that right when I said I needed extra protection was good. So
oh wow,
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because I'm known as Batrick because it's not that they scare me, it's just I don't want them to fly into my face. And we
Fair
seem
enough.
I'm with you on that one. I mean, that would be, yeah.
We seem to have a lot of bats recently on investigations. We were in one location that there was probably like 1,000, and they were just circling us and flying around us, and just it got pretty crazy.
Listen, bat is one of my spirit animals that works with me directly when I deal with the underworld like this, but I would not want a bat flying into my face. Like, to be clear, I can handle them in this way, in the spiritual form, but not in a physical. So so we're going to start with first off, we're going to call in your guide, John,
yeah.
Yeah. So 2 separate Johns, not related, obviously, to the angry John that's in there, because there's so much rage and so much anger that goes on in that location. There, and also they're not they don't take well to female energy. So I'm gonna step behind John and he can go first. He's loosened up a lot since he's become much more light filled since the first time we connected with him. He's changed. It's very interesting. Do you connect with him at all? Do you feel him at all, Patrick?
Since you brought him up, I've kind of noticed a little bit more. And I think I told you the very first time that you were talking about him, Mama J, ironically enough, the lady in the chat from Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters, she had mentioned that to me a couple of months before you had said it initially. So I'm starting to kind of open up a little bit more to that. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, and then because the more you open up, it seems like the more he's softening up. Because remember, he was pretty hard in the beginning. So okay, so I'm calling in. I've got a lot of backup here. This place is wow. Like this place is like even if they were to were they going to demolish it and rebuild, or what are they going to? Because I don't know that.
So I know that that at one point there was like 470 something like that mills and mines and everything out here on the Comstock. This is one of only 4 that remain. So most, the vast majority of them have either, fallen down, succumbed to just, being that old. But this is one of the ones that, like I was saying, was worldwide known and significant. So that's why the Comstock Foundation has really latched onto this property and put so much time and energy into here, and money, quite frankly, to get it safe enough for people to be able to actually go in and experience it. They want to actually, I wish I could go in the office because there's like plans of what they want the museum and everything to look like once everything's done. And it's pretty fantastic.
Well,
It's going to be, sorry, go ahead, Darren.
No, I was just going to say that's great for people to, go there to learn history about that area. I mean, you think about it, that they lost all those other buildings. It's great that they can save a few of them. And then for ghost hunting, I mean, for somebody like yourself, it's great to have a resource like that really in your backyard.
Yeah, quite literally. And like I said, they've done so much. Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters and the Comstock Foundation, they've done so much for the haunted side. Because, like I said, we were the first group to ever be allowed in here to film like a investigation. So,
Right. That's awesome.
So-
Well, Mary, do you want him to start using some of his equipment, or what would you like Patrick
Sure.
to
I mean,
do?
he can do that. I mean, we're kind of standing outside this. I've got John's in front of me, and we're standing outside one of the larger of the. There's multiple buildings there, right? I'm standing in front of one that's a little bit larger than the rest.
That would probably be the one directly back there with this red door. That's like the actual mill, and I want to say, what is it, 18,000, 13,000, 14,000 square feet. It's pretty massive.
Okay, so that's the one where I'm being told not to go into yet. Because there's this one person in particular, it could be the John that you referenced earlier. There's just so much, these guys are so angry, and I'm trying to get to understand why they're so angry. What has happened in there? What happened to you? Why are you coming back just so pissed off?
Could they have died from like an accident while they were doing the mining?
Talk to me about this. Tell me, John. So there's two Johns here. So I'm going to refer to one as Angry John, and then John is technically is yours, Patrick, but I use him when we hang out. So,
nice job.
So tell me why you're so angry. What's going on? Because, this one in particular,
said remove. Novelist just said remove.
He's the one that does a lot of the
and this said witch.
The activity.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
It said remove witch.
Wow. So he's coming right at me, huh? All right.
Interesting.
I can't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere, and that's why we called in John. John's a lot bigger than everyone put together. So, anyway, I'm just gonna move past that. I'm gonna not engage with him. Tell me why you're pissed off. I understand you don't want me here. You made that abundantly clear. What does it matter? I won't remove you from the location. Just tell me why you're so upset, because it doesn't like women. He doesn't like women. Okay, then you could go ahead. Yeah.
No, is it more they should be seen and not heard? One of those from the old days or something?
Is that from you, Darren, or is that from
No, not from me. I'm just, John is. It sounds like he's one, a little chauvinistic, one of those people from a long time ago. That why is a woman up here at the mill right now?
He has issues with women in general. He had them in body, and he definitely doesn't like female energy now, because female energy is what tends to connect with. What is he saying? Female energy is what's tried to connect with me the most, and I don't want to talk to him. Okay, so I'm not leaving. I'm staying. We're going to talk because we want to find out what's going on in here. You're the one that makes the most commotion. There's another gentleman over here, sounds like with the name, starts with an O. He's quiet, and he's actually scared of you. I've already said I won't remove you, but I don't know that it's okay for you to scare the other spirits that are located here. You want to make a ruckus when humans in body come through, that's fine. But scaring the other beings that are here, which I'll go talk to them in a minute. This guy, I'll go talk to him in a minute. Maybe we can remove him, because I don't like the interaction that's happening here. You want to share with us? Yep.
I was going to say, it's funny you mentioned name with an O, because we, during the event last night, the VIP group, we did like a proper, like a real investigation with them. It wasn't like a guided tour kind of thing. It was a real investigation. And one of the ladies had seen our episode, and we were in this office room where the chair moved. and she asked who moved the chair, and through the spirit box, clear as day, a man's voice said Oscar.
Wow.
Oh wow, no kidding.
And that wasn't something that we even that wasn't on a live stream, that wasn't on the episode, that was something that happened last night with only 6 of us.
Wow.
But yeah, clear as day, Oscar.
Okay. I think Oscar is.
Now it just said red. It said red, please. And that building, as you can see behind me, is painted red.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
indeed. Yes.
And it's going haywire right now too.
We got gentle. I heard that.
So
Blind.
Oscar, we might talk to Oscar and have him help him out of there. But I want to go back to this guy, John, the one causing all the problems. I want to find out why you're the leader of the group, why you are keeping this place just like in this constant state of
assault.
rage.
Oh no.
Okay, well, that's all you. Like
That's
he's
anger.
done. Yeah, that's him. We understand. Like you didn't just become aggressive when you passed on. You were an asshole when you were alive. So, that's not.
Said okay.
Okay, well, at least we agree on one thing, right? So give us some information. We want to know what happened. Hated my boss, abusive situations. We were confined. Why were you confined? Kept against our will.
Oh wow.
Jesus, what was going on there?
Well, when you're in a mining town, you're kind of stuck because you're out there in the middle of nowhere. And if you work for the company, I think they give you your, food and every, I've heard things like that. So, do you think that
Interesting.
Patrick
It's a spoon.
do you think you should try to do the spirit box, Maryam, to see if John or Oscar or somebody comes through?
Yeah.
It's funny because you were just talking about giving them food and stuff, and it said spoon and drunk.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
So-
Sounds like it's a crazy Friday night.
Oh, it said Bill and Levin. Soup. There's another food word.
Interesting.
Okay, so John, I want you to come back, focus. He's just kind of messing with you right now, Patrick. So talk to me, and you can speak to Patrick also, because he'd prefer to speak to you, but you can speak to me, you can speak through the equipment, whatever. Just we want some more information. So you were confined and you were held against, like you felt like you were held against your will. Yes, he says, yeah, and yes, I was a drunk. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. And I was enraged about that. He hated women. Women didn't like me, so I didn't like them. That was a problem for me.
I wonder if he's because you're talking about like confinement and stuff. I wonder because the story goes that he sold his soul to to help take care of his family. I'm wondering if that's what he means. Like he felt confined in his like living situation, that he felt like that was the only way out. And then in death, now it's even worse because now he's here. It said dark, right? When I said that, it said dark. Because I know the Donovans, the family that owned this, was known as being like an amazing family. Everybody wanted to work for them. They were known as being like one of the better companies, one of the better families to work for out here.
Well, just from a logical perspective, why then would we have a building filled with angry people, angry spirits? I'm not saying that the Donovans weren't that. I'm just curious
malicious.
now.
Ooh.
Why are these spirits so enraged if the Donovans were that? Now, the Donovans may have been that. Did they sell it? Did someone else take over? Were there other people in charge and the Donovans didn't know this was going on?
I think if I remember the history correctly, in the very beginning, it was called something else. It started with a D, the Dackett or Dazit mine and mill. And that is like the older part of the mill kind of right here. And then when the Donovans purchased the property, they added on to it and made it much bigger. It just said, wow, it said blaze and oxygen. And not 5 miles away from where they had like the Great Fire that killed like 30-something miners.
No way.
Yeah, the fire
Oh, well,
burned
maybe-
underground for 2 years.
That's why they're
literally right here.
That would make me
Maybe-
angry. Could those be
Well,
people that are
said-
popping in and
yeah.
out?
It said chloride, and then it said do run.
Whoa.
Well, I wonder if, John, were you confined in that fire? Is that what
The spirit
happened?
box. The SB7. I think it's in there.
No, John wasn't confined in that fire.
Said
He's
alive,
saying-
several, and then industry.
Wow, it's
Okay.
interesting how it's all kind of focusing on mining and things in that area, chemicals, materials. Huh.
There's Mama J. Dazzit. Kelsey Mill.
Okay. Confirmation.
Ooh, it said Derek. Like an oil derrick.
Interesting.
Or is he coming
Dark-
after Darren?
Well, I don't know. I had Sarah taking a shine to me last night, so I don't know.
Well, you want me to turn the spirit box on?
Yeah, what do you think? Let's. It seems like you're getting a lot of activity, so maybe somebody wants to, communicate that
I
way.
think it's in here. Give me just a second, guys. I got to find one of the
That's
batteries.
okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, Maryam, if they had all these other mines there. I mean, who says that a spirit can't move around? Maybe there's a lot of them that are angry, just kind of walking around, doing their thing.
There's, I want to say, how many miles of tunnel underneath Virginia City in this whole area? 4 miles of tunnel, something
Whoa.
like that. And it goes 800 feet down. So, I mean, there could very well be several mine shafts underneath where I'm standing right now.
Wow.
Okay, so this guy named Tom stepped forward. He said he's going to try and be the voice of some reason here. He says John is angry because John was forced to give everything up. He wasn't. It's not that he. It's weird. It's not that he loved his family. He did not love them, but it wasn't. It was more so his wife or this woman he was with got pregnant. He didn't want kids, and then he was forced to go out and make a living, and then he had to do this, and he hated the job, and then he couldn't feed the family, so we had to, you were saying, sell his soul. So this guy just didn't want anything that he had from the beginning, and so everything just snowballed and got worse and worse and worse for him. So his rage and anger comes from a lifetime. What is it?
Spirit box.
Oh, coming from
It's not
a
gunshots,
lifetime.
I promise.
I was like,
Well, that's
what?
weird that you mentioned that because we've had gunshots come through out here before.
You're like the old West.
Like real gunshots?
No, like through the spirit box.
Oh, I was like, really?
It's like,
actual
Patrick, that's the time that you probably get in your car. We'll cut the broadcast short.
Okay, sorry. I'll blame that on the fact that I'm talking to a spirit, but I'm not. I probably would have said that even if I wasn't. Okay.
So was Tom like a foreman or something, or was he in a management?
Okay, so yes. So Tom is this voice of reason, and he's still there because he feels a responsibility to manage the chaos that still lives in this mill. And he's saying this chaos is going to live here no matter if you burn the building down, build a new one on top, whatever you do, this chaos will remain. These beings and this energy is stuck, and not stuck where he's saying it's not for you to remove. This is just this karmic entity of chaos where people have hurt other people. They have confined other people. They've set up really poor work environments that ultimately killed people. But because they couldn't create a direct link to it, they couldn't blame, they couldn't point the finger. But this guy, he's saying this guy, John, has a history of anger and was a drunk. And that he carried that into the spirit world.
The spirit box said, yeah, when you were talking about that.
Confirmation.
So Tom now is pointing me over to this other gentleman, Oscar. We're thinking his name is Oscar. Was
oh my God. So it just says, remember before time.
Whoa,
And,
that's weird.
Before time is exactly what the obelisk said. before the chair moved. In there.
No way.
So it's saying like remember before time. I can't forget
Wow.
Hey, we had a question there. I didn't get to. Somebody, Maryam, somebody asked if there was who is the man with red hair. Do any of our friends have red hair with us, or Tom, or John, or whoever else we got here with us?
It might be Oscar. Honestly,
Oscar. I forgot about Oscar. That's right. They added him on the list.
Oscar is this. Oscar died in the fire, and he died underground.
Oh, what a terrible way to go.
And he's a very passive soul, and he's passive, but he doesn't understand. He still doesn't understand what's happened to him. So I'm going to talk to Oscar really quick.
Said malicious Menaki, and then found.
What a random thing of words. This is just kind of bouncing all over the place. If you want to go mobile too, man, if you want to take us around to another spot there, whatever, because you know the layout better than we do. I realize there might be some signal issues, but if there's an area, the places that you showed us earlier you could look in. I don't know if you could go to that place. That was pretty creepy.
Yeah, that's literally just right here. So this is the office. Here, you know what? I might drop the obelisk. That's what I'm gonna do.
No, that's an expensive piece of equipment.
Oh God, I destroy all of this stuff. I'm gonna pass the camera over to Fake Jason.
All right,
and
Fake
actually,
Jason.
you know what? Or maybe I don't. I don't know if I should mess with it. Let me see. Hang on. Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch
That's a great
the
picture,
camera.
by the way.
I'm gonna switch the camera. Okay. Here, switch it around.
Fake Jason, what's up?
How's it going, guys?
All right.
And then
Tony.
flip it, and then you can actually see what you're recording. Hey, there he is. So if you want, let's kind of shine you guys in through here, which is kind of funny because I'll just take it right back from you.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Your guide, John, said there's someone standing behind you.
Okay.
So
like inside here, because if you look, there's the table, and there's the chair.
He's not inside. He came outside. Hold
like
on.
like
I don't
like
know
a
who
like
it
a
is.
bad person, or
Well, there's not a lot of good stuff there.
well, they are very angry. I think we've established that.
Who's behind Patrick? Oh, wait, is he behind? Who's Tony? Wait, is Tony Fake Jason?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
Lisa Hogan says something about suffocated. I don't know if she's getting
it's behind Tony.
Oh.
Behind, so they're picking
Not
up on
you.
something behind you.
He's behind you. Hold on. There's this energy circling you guys right now. Hold on. God, that place is. I would not go near that place.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't go near that place without John. I'm just hiding behind him right now. How come every location we go to with Patrick, I'm hiding behind John?
Well, he runs to it, remember, and he doesn't run away from it. So he's looking for the best stuff.
That's the truth. Here, let's.
So
I
there's
hope
this
you don't
energy
lose me.
circling around you guys to see what your
I'm
is
gonna
that your spirit
go-
box?
I'm gonna go like quickly. No, the spirit box we left at the car, so we don't have that with us right now, actually. But like I was saying, if you want, we can kind of look in right there.
Yeah, that is creepy.
So that is the oldest part of the mill. So that was the Kazit mine. Dazit. That's what it is. I'll try to get as
Looks like a
close
place
as
to
I
see
can.
a shadow figure.
So I was telling you when we first started, we caught a shadow figure move from about right there going towards those stairs because we had a night vision camera in this corner. I'll try to get like maybe right here. Is that pretty clear? That picture's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, that certainly does scream spooky. You know, I get that. I see some kind of a shadow figure go running across there. That
And
is the
it's-
oldest part of the mill, original mill in the Bacon Trench. Is that Mama J then?
Yep, that's Mama J.
Okay.
Who has red hair?
Ah, okay.
So
Are they still being circled with this stuff, Maryam? I mean,
yeah,
are these
I was just
okay?
gonna say,
Whoa,
like,
did you see that?
I did.
Whoa.
what was it?
So okay, so fake Jason cannot hear you guys. I have the headphones in, and so he didn't hear what you just said. But what did you just see?
Right before we got up the steps, it just something just shot right by.
Yeah, that's exactly
Ooh.
what I saw. It was like a white mist just kind of circling around right there. And they were just saying that she was saying that there's something circling us. Like she feels like there's something around us right now. And we literally both just saw it just on the other side of the bridge right here.
So you have
Wow.
to be careful. Tony has to be careful because I think, well, I'll help you, Tony, if there's anything attached to you after, but Tony's a little bit more vulnerable than you, Patrick, because he doesn't have, you have guides and you have protection, but you haven't necessarily connected with them. And so because there's that kind of disconnect, these spirits that are circling right now, this one in particular, could latch on. He's looking for a way out. So I'm working with him to keep the distance, but you're a little vulnerable, for lack of better words, to not scare you. So it's okay. I mean, if he attaches, I'll deal with it after and remove him. In the meantime, I'll try and work with him now. Yeah. But this place has spirits that just run rampant, and a lot of them feel like the only way they can escape or get out is by attaching to somebody else. They don't understand how spirit works, how universe works, and so they're panicking because they died in a panic and they're staying in that panic. The problem is too, before they died, their life was already really unsettling, painful. There was so much death and illness in all of these people's lives, family and friends.
It just said gag and resent.
All right, gag and resent.
Mark, ambition, possibly.
Wow.
Well, you would think they would want to have an ambition to do something better, but when you're stuck in that terrible life of you're on that treadmill of life of doing the same thing over and over again and getting beaten down for what you're doing, that's awful.
It's a coffin too, and cellar, which there's a very creepy basement underneath the office.
I was gonna say there's at least one body that is, whether it was like buried there to hide it. Something really shady was going on at this place. Something really shady. And I don't want to discredit the Donovans because they have this history and it may not have anything to do with them, but something super shady went on there and affected a lot of people, killed a lot of people, scared a lot of people. People died there and that death was hidden and covered up and bodies were buried there just so that, and then claimed that they disappeared. Like there's a lot of shady shit that went on there, which is why this place is just covered in chaos and crazy. And so many, these spirits are staying there and stuck there because they are so pissed off and so confused as to what happened and how. And the fact that they didn't have closure, like for a lot of them, their families weren't told the truth. And so there's this disconnect that the soul had to their one connection to the outside world. And so the families were never had closure almost. And so that closure can be really important. And that was missing with a lot of these guys. Lot of these guys. Yep.
Mama J just said that was all over Silver City, like this whole city right here. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
what a tough life.
It said barrel. It said get barrel. Lasting. Peter.
All up and down the Comstock. Okay.
What's interesting is they still have this guy. What did I say his name was? Did I say Tom?
Well, so we got Tom, we got Oscar, we've got two Johns. Yeah.
John's my John, and then there's the mean John. I mean, I know he's technically Patrick's John, but he's mine for tonight. And then there's Tom. Tom's the guy that's trying to share with me all this information and explain because no one else has the conversation can have that conversation.
Said holy.
Oh,
I should have said holy, not unholy. Holy. Did you just see? Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say I saw like a flash, like the building lit up like that, but he took a picture.
it's so quiet out there, though, isn't it? I mean, you guys are really—it's remote, right? There's nothing. Just
Yeah,
you guys
there's.
out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a road right here that goes down to Carson City or up to Virginia City, and I mean, you'll hear a car or two every once in a while, but when we're here late doing the investigations, I mean, it is eerily quiet, which makes a very good EVP session.
I bet. Hey, I don't want you guys to, if you have to walk back to the car or not, but do you have your SLS camera? I'm just curious now. It's gotten dark out there. Is that, buddy?
I do. Yeah, I'd have to walk.
If it's a long ways back, that's okay. That's all right.
No,
I mean,
no, it's not that far.
What do you need?
The SLS, actually, the SLS camera. Yeah. Yeah. Do you mind? Well, you know what? Actually, I might even come back about halfway through because we can. I can kind of walk in front and just kind of shine it into the oldest part of the mill right there and see if we can get somebody wanting to come out.
That's what I was wondering. Since you got Tom, Oscar, 2 Johns, I thought maybe somebody would want. Okay, see, Jordan says there is a lady there too that I'm feeling. She's elderly, but there's something about her. Maybe that's, I don't know if that's one of the Donovans or.
So Mrs. Donovan is one of the spirits that's known to be out here. One of the pretty prevalent spirits out here.
Coast. Thurifer.
Coast Thurifer?
So, I assume all close quarters, poor living conditions, so probably a lot of disease-related deaths.
Roger.
Yeah, maybe back then, sure.
Yeah. I mean, it was a wild, wild west. People were coming out here, promised fortune and whatnot, and they come out to a life of just misery, because a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a lot of geothermal energy underneath Nevada, and so when they were digging and down in these mines, you would get temperatures of like 140 degrees.
Oh, no way.
So they could only mine for about 10-15 minutes. And then they had to get them out of there, and they went into cool rooms that were just rooms full of ice to cool off. And then, they'd go back down.
They'd be vaporized.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that as you're sharing that story, Mean John jumped in and was saying, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now combine that with alcoholism. Combine that with doing a job that's horrific. And he said, this is why we're pissed. Combine that with not being taken care of, with not being treated as human beings. That's why I'm pissed. Combine that with not seeing my family. You already said you didn't really care that much about your family, to be fair. He says yes, but I'm speaking for everyone else. Well,
so Mama J,
go ahead,
Mama J has some background on a Tom. So Tom had his fingers snapped per an article March 31st, 1939. Didn't die there, but had some horrible things happen to him.
God, that sounds ouch.
Tom's the voice of reason though with everybody. He's pretty he's keeping not the peace because it's chaos, but he's at least he's trying to like he'll step in when Angry John gets or really like riled up. He'll kind of step in and try and like slow him down. There are some animals there though.
What about Christine says, ask about the cook. Is there somebody up there, Patrick? Is somebody a cook? No? Okay.
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
There was animals that walked that land, lived on the land. I think someone had seen a dog someone saw a dog earlier. I remember seeing that I'm seeing that there's animals there too, that there were animals, and some of those animals this is just gross. This place is really gross.
No Bigfoots though, right? None of those creatures like we had at the
no.
There could be.
Yeah, I remember. I might make sure those big tall things followed Patrick.
Oh, the
remember that the last? Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Actually, this might be where I pass the camera over to Fake Jason.
Something to do with chest burning,
and I'll release it.
Is there something about chest burning? Jordan says almost like an acid feeling, like I can feel burning in my chest from spirits.
Probably from the smoke inhalation. That's kind of what I feel like.
Can you guys see the SLS screen?
Ooh, let's see.
Will you angle it down?
Can you flip the boxes
Actually,
around there? There you go.
Yeah, let me flip this around so it's a little bit easier for old FJ.
Yes, FJ. So this is this outside the office, or why? It's so dark I can't tell what building we're by.
So this is the oldest part of the mill.
Okay.
So,
we're still there. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Let me. Can you see the screen all right, or should I make the screen brighter? This screen.
Lift it up.
There you go. Right about there. That's perfect. Now we just need somebody to walk right in front of it.
Yeah.
Darren, do you want to share with the audience what happened last night?
Oh, is that? Yeah. Well, we were at the Winchester Mystery House with our friends from Skeleton Paranormal, and they were using their SLS camera, and they got a couple of figures on there, and it looks like they were in a, what would you call that? A romantic interlude,
They were doing it.
Yeah. Okay. They were doing the nasty. Yeah. The stick figures are doing the nasty, which I've never seen that before.
Oh wow.
Yeah. First of all, we thought it was dancing, but then it took on a life of its own, and there were positions, and we needed music is what we needed.
I never realized that you could have like SLS OnlyFans. I guess like the SLS figures need to start an OnlyFans account.
First time ever. Yes, exactly. It was Tinder for the SLS camera.
And do spirits do it? I mean, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do spirits hook up?
Well, can you ask John? I mean, maybe John or Tom can tell us.
Yeah, who knows? That was weird. I saw another. Are you guys still there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're here. We're just.
Oh no, because I got quiet. I was like, oh, I bet you we cut. No, I saw like another kind of like white mass, but it was like a stick. It was like a long white stick that just went. And I've seen something that looked like that before, but just on the other side of the wall that's right here. Because another thing the obelisk says out here a lot is elemental. So there's a lot of people that believe there's like a super powerful like elemental somewhere right around in here.
Ooh, interesting.
Is anybody in there? He's good. How are you?
He's fine.
You all right?
Yeah.
You all right?
Is the guy still behind him?
No, we got rid of them.
Okay. How come these do they not want to cross over? Or are they stuck in this hell, or or what? I mean, is that why they won't?
They were saying there's this karmic there's this karmic clearance that has to happen. And so these guys aren't stuck. Like when I went to try to talk to Oscar to cross him over, I was told like there is this karmic clearing that has to happen as a whole.
Let's try that.
And these guys are just all so upset still and aren't ready to let go of what happened and how it happened. And also the people that caused this harm, they aren't taking responsibility, and they're saying that these spirits have to have like this, they have to like come together to kind of like exchange words on what happened and why.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
So we just had a rock. We just had a rock thrown at us from where we just left.
No way.
I didn't even hear it because I've got headphones
Did it
and
hit
listening
Tony?
to you guys. Did it hit you or just?
It hit right behind
It hit right behind him, and he's got both
Yeah.
hands on the iPad, and I've got a hand on a SLS camera, and one hand on a tripod, and it came
I'm
up
worried
behind him.
about little Tony. I mean, I know his name is
Little
Big
Tony.
Jason,
Now he's Little
but
Tony. He was
I've
fake
just
Tony, but now
renamed him.
it sounds like a gangster. Yeah, I'm
I
worried about
know.
Little Tony.
I wish he could hear you guys, but because I have you in the headphones, he can't hear anything. It's just total silence. She called you Little Tony.
I love how you're not
Because I'm
sharing
worried
any of it with you. I'm like Tony. I'm just concerned. I call him Little Tony because he feels like this little vulnerable guy to me. That's like you're like throwing out into the wild, and you're not letting him hear any of this, and he's just laughing. Patrick's like, and Tony's like getting rocks thrown at him. Like that's why I was like, I just asked how Tony was, and then he was like, oh, a rock was thrown at me, and it's like,
Forget about it.
That's right.
That's too funny.
Rick.
Here, let me swap this back around. Hang on.
So maybe the angry spirits, they wanted to, hey, we're here.
Find out. Now I'm getting very protective over Tony. I gotta see. And where the hell was John? He's like, I can't do everything. Well, you could do some stuff. Okay,
And then is
so
Tom out? Tom's not there either, huh?
okay, those guys have all kind of taken a back seat. Who's
Okay.
this guy throwing? This is and funny. Well, you know how you had just said, are those guys still following? Is that spirit still following them? And I said, no, I got rid of him because he was trying to attach to Tony. And I was like, we managed that. And then he's like on the peripheral of them. Like he's out, but he's staying away because I won't let him come in. So he's taking responsibility for he's trying to get to Tony. I'm concerned.
Well,
I'm going to set up another boundary there.
Good thing for Tony is that he's been out here with us a bunch, and he's used to it. Like he knows that pretty much every time he comes out here, something is going to get thrown.
He gets his ass kicked
or thrown out. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean that clip that you played in the very beginning, that was Tony that was there with us. And so, yeah, I mean, we had stuff huge. I mean, it sounded like something that weighed like 10 pounds smashed into stuff in the very back of the mill. It was pretty terrifying.
So lots of poltergeist activity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the camera getting flicked.
So true. Can you tell Tony he needs to buy himself a cross? Silver, not gold.
I think he has. Tony, don't you have a cross on? Yeah.
No, I have a protection bracelet.
He's got a protection bracelet, but he doesn't have a cross. She said you need to get a silver cross.
And it has to be fairly decent size, they're saying. So not like a small one. It has to be a pretty decent size. And he has to learn how to he's got to start before he goes out on these things, he has to see there's white, blue, and pink light that turns like this around him. He has to start visualizing that, and it's like this orb that stays with him through the entire investigation, and then he steps out of it once he's done.
Oh wow!
He's got to do stuff because if he's not careful, he's gonna get hurt. Like he'll get physically hurt.
In this location or any other place?
So, any place. So Patrick goes to the heavy duty places. Yeah.
So he's got physically hurt here every single live stream that we've ever done with him here. He would fall. He fell down right over here, almost fell into the river. He busted his shin open in the back room before. He fell. The last time we were here, you fell over the wood pieces right here. Yeah,
he's a gamer.
He's just getting his ass kicked over there, and okay,
he still shows up.
Yeah, well,
Maryam's playing
Tony,
mom now.
I'm gonna have him.
Tony, can you hear me? Do you need help?
He can't hear you. Yeah. No. But I'm gonna have him go back and rewatch this. Obviously,
I was
he's
gonna
probably gonna do it anyways. She's telling you a lot of really cool stuff. You need to go back and listen to it.
Right. Laughing at all of it.
And I'm laughing at all of it.
So what about Maryam? What about the person or whatever threw the rock? I mean, is there anything more to that?
It's the same dude that's been trying to attach to Tony the whole time. He didn't die in the fire. There's a lot of alcoholism there. This guy was a really bad alcoholic too. And he actually drank so much he ended up with some brain damage, but that's what killed him was the alcoholism. And the person that felt the lungs burning in the lungs, that actually wasn't fire, I'm being told, or smoke. That's actually coming from this dude that's been trying to attach to Tony. That burning was coming from something he was inhaling when he was underground. And so this guy had alcoholism. His lungs were burning from something that they were inhaling, which a lot of people had the same problem, not just him. But there was this level of suffocation that happened regularly for them. It was just kind of par for the course, part of the job. But this guy's so pissed off, and his spirit is very young, and so it's just very new to society and to life and experiences, which is why he's acting like a child, throwing things. But he's part of the poltergeist, like Darren said, effect that happens there. But he's trying to attach, and he's attaching because not because he wants to get out, but he's attaching just because he wants someone to mess with. That's what keeps him that invigorates him. It keeps him alive. So between me and John standing in between him, he can't do that, but he is trying to work from a distance. So that's the same guy. He's the one that's been circling you. He's the one that's just been following you guys.
Was that you? Did you make like a really loud noise, like right there? Did you hear that? I heard like a loud bang, but it sounded. You can't. I mean, obviously it sucks. I can't show you, but
like on the side of the building or something.
Yeah, up there. There's a whole second and then third floor, like third level of the mill. And there's a platform up there that last night during the event we were getting a ton of activity on, and and I just heard something. It almost sounded like somebody like punched a wall. Like it just sounded like boom.
Like angry drunk, right?
Like it was like it sounded like somebody hit wood, which the platform and all that stuff, the posts are made out of like really sturdy wood, and it sounded like somebody just went whack.
Wow,
oh.
So many people
did
died
you guys
there.
hear that?
No, I wish. No.
I mean, it was
Maryam
pretty...
would have been talking. Or...
as far as people who
Take it
died, the only person that I know of, I mean, I'm sure that there were accidents and things like that. I haven't seen any documentation of like a documented death from that. But there is the reported suicide that happened in this building.
Yeah.
In this room.
Yeah. That's suicide. That's
I'll make somebody
that guy's
angry.
Still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's a whole other hour. That guy's still there. And yeah, I'm not even going to go there with him because Dad's here. Party's over.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not gonna be able to cross anybody over tonight, it sounds like.
No one wants to go. I'm not allowed to touch anybody. So as weird as that sounded, I'm not allowed to help anybody.
There we go. There
no
we go.
Groping tonight.
It's been a long couple of days. I know Patrick's tired. We're a little punchy from 5 hours last
figures
night.
last night. No touching people tonight. Hey,
I think I forgot to mention, but I'm actually about to go film another investigation. Tonight.
I was about to say, what do you need the folks to know? Because we only have like less than a couple of minutes. Anything to let people coming up?
If you haven't watched it yet, we did the Hunter Creek House in Reno, Nevada. That's our newest episode that came out on Wednesday. If you haven't seen that one yet, go watch that episode because it was off the charts, and we need to talk about doing one of these there because we caught on camera. We caught a full apparition, like a full body walking. You can see the leg movement and everything in that house. And I left it on a pretty big cliffhanger. I won't ruin it if people haven't watched it yet, but I left the episode, the part 1, on a pretty big cliffhanger. And yeah, I think you should head over and check
go there.
that out.
Yeah, love it.
There you go. Go subscribe to the Haunted Side on YouTube. My goodness, Patrick, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks everybody else for being here tonight.
Tony.
Be safe.
Take care, Tony.
Get over here, Tony. Get over here.
On, Tony.
He's okay. There he is. Oh, my goodness.
There he is.
Hashtag fake Jason.
Awesome, guys. Have a good one.